Good morning, ma. In today's class, we will go through continuation of preparations of amines. In previous class, we have seen some preparations, ma. Those are from nitro compounds, ammonolysis of alkyl halides, and next one from amides. These are the preparations we have seen. So in today's class, we will continue that one. That is fourth preparation, which is from nitriles. What is meant by nitrile? Cyanide, functional group cyanide group compounds are called nitriles. Then let us consider any one example for nitrile, CH3 C triple bond N. CH3 C triple bond N. It is going to react with H2 such that nickel. Even this process is also example for reduction, because addition of hydrogen will be happened. Okay. CH3 C triple bond H2 such that nickel, we will get R. Another reagent, sodium amalgam slash C2H5OH. Sodium amalgam in alcohol. It will also give that hydrogen gas. Okay. Now what is going to be happen? Two bonds. Two bonds present between carbon and nitrogen, that is cyanide group, will be broken, and one hydrogen on left side, another hydrogen on the right side, same way. One hydrogen on left side, another hydrogen on right side. Like the 2 moles of hydrogen will be added. We will get CH3, CH2, NH2. Observe, this carbon is added with 2 hydrogens and nitrogen is added with 2 hydrogens. Okay, in this way we will get amine. Now one more example. Anything, let us consider CH3, CH2, C triple bond N. It is going to react with hydrogen in presence of nickel, or sodium amalgam in presence of alcohol. Simply same process. This carbon hydrogen, 2 hydrogens, nitrogen also will be added with 2 hydrogens. 2 bonds will be broken and we will get the product CH3, CH2, CH2, NH2. Okay, ma. This is also simple preparation only. Preparation of amines from nitrile compounds. Next, fifth one. Gabriel phthalimide. Gabriel phthalimide synthesis. So from phthalimide we are going to prepare amine. In what way we are going to prepare that amine? Let us see, what is this phthalimide? In previous preparation, that is from amides, we have seen one thing, that is phthalimide and phthalimide difference we have seen. Okay, let us see that phthalimide, This is phthalimide. It is going to react with KOH. It is going to react with KOH, in which hydrogen present here and OH minus present here will be removed as water. Then this is N minus, this is K plus, to be formed as NK, N minus K plus. That is potassium phthalimide. This is phthalimide, This is potassium phthalimide. Actually it is like salt, I think this is potassium phthalate. We have minus charge and positive charge, it is like salt. Salt means it is like potassium phthalate. Okay, next. This is going to react with RCl. It is going to react with RCl. Then what is going to be happen between R and Cl, which is more electronegative? Chlorine. chlorine will get negative charge, R will get positive charge. Then N minus will attack this R and K plus will be reacted with Cl minus to form minus KCl. Means KCl is removed. KCl is the byproduct. Minus KCl on arrow mark is nothing but it is a byproduct. No? Now this N minus R plus will be formed as this benzene ring, C double bond O, C double bond O, N minus R plus. This is NR. This is enough. NR. Alkyl phthalimide. Alkyl phthalimide. Substituted alkyl phthalimide. Okay. Now this is going to react with NaOH. This is going to react with NaOH. Observe this one carefully, ma. 2 moles of NaOH. 2 moles of NaOH, in which this bond is going to be broken. H will be added here. See, H will be added here. NaO minus. NaO minus. This is. Okay. Actually, this carbon is bonded with O. Carbon is bonded with O because already Na formed a bond with oxygen. So here I am writing this bond is cleaved. ONA. Same way, another mole is there, no? This another mole. This bond is going to be cleaved. Here you will get ONA, here you will get H. Then the substance formed is benzene ring with COONA, here also COONA plus RNH2. Plus RNH2. See, finally what is the thing we got? This is amine. This is sodium phthalate. One small correction, ma. This is potassium phthalimide only, maximum. We will correct anything, name correction is there, we will see. Phthalimide. Okay, now see once again. This is the initial compound we have taken, that is phthalimide. That phthalimide is going to react with KOH. H plus and OH minus will be removed as water, minus H2O. Then this N minus and K plus will be reacted as NK. Then it is formed like this. This is going to react with RCl. Okay. Here it is the key step, that one I will clarify. See, N minus is going to attack this R plus. At that time Cl minus is, this bond is going to be cleaved. RCl bond is going to be cleaved towards Cl because it is more alternative. Cl minus it is getting. Cl minus and K plus will be formed as KCl. That KCl is removed. Then we will get this substance N minus R. Okay, this is going to react with again NaOH. How many moles of NaOH? 2 moles of NaOH. We got RNH2 plus this one. This RNH2 is our amine. Okay, this preparation is used for only aliphatic amines. This method is used for the preparation of only aliphatic amines. It is not used to prepare aromatic amines. Why? See, this reaction, suppose we want to prepare aromatic amine. Correct, ma? Aromatic means this R group must be AR, means benzene ring. If we want to get aromatic amine, this R, instead of this R, we have to contain benzene ring, that is C6H5NH2. From where this R we got, ma? From here. This is obtained from here only, na? That means this substance, to obtain the aromatic amine, that substance we have to take C6H5Cl. Instead of RCl, we have to take aromatic chloride. Haloarine we have to take. Correct? Because this is the condition we have to follow when we want to prepare ARNH2, means aromatic amine. If we want to get, means here we have to get benzene ring with chlorine. But the problem is here, this N minus should attack this benzene ring. Chlorine minus must be left out. That is called Cl minus is going to leave. Cl minus is going to leave. N minus is going to attack. Nucleophilic substitution. That is called nucleophilic substitution. But haloarenes cannot undergo nucleophilic substitution reactions easily. Reasons we have seen: because of partial double bond character, because of sp2 hybridized carbon chlorine bond in which carbon undergoes sp2 hybridized carbon, partial double bond character. All these characteristics keep that nucleophilic substitution reactions will not be undergone by aromatic haloarenes. So that is nothing but haloarenes easily. That is the reason. If you take this one, then only we will get final product as aromatic amine. But that one will not undergo nucleophilic substitution. Here, this is nothing but nucleophilic substitution. See, one nucleophile is gone out, Cl minus. This N minus is behaving like a nucleophile and it is going to attack this R plus. This is acting like a nucleophilic substitution reaction. This nucleophilic substitution reaction will not be taken place in aromatic amines. Haloarenes. No. So that's why we cannot take haloarene here. We have to take only haloalkane only. Then we will get here normal aliphatic amines. Aromatic amines, it is not possible. So after completion of this synthesis preparation, write the note point. This method is not suitable for the preparation of. This method is not Gabriel Thalmaide synthesis is the method which is not suitable for the preparation of aromatic amines, because to prepare the aromatic amines we have to take aromatic, that is haloarene, in which haloarenes cannot undergo nucleophilic substitution reactions easily. Okay, like that you can write one note point, and this is the way total reaction is happening from this side to this side, like this. I think it is very clear for you. Okay, note down carefully, all of you. This is about 5th preparation. Next we will go through 6th preparation. Shall we see that one? Okay, ma? See. Next, 6th one, named reaction. Even previous one also named reaction only. Hoffman degradation reaction. Hoffman degradation reaction. Okay, now what is going to be taken? This named reaction is very important in conversions also. Let us consider one example, amide, CH3CONH2. The CH3CONH2 is going to react with Br2 in presence of NaOH. CH3CONH2 reacts with Br2 bromine in presence of NaOH. Then we will get exactly this C double bond O. This C double bond O. Here one important point, this methyl shift is happened from this side to NH2. CO group is reacted with NaOH in the form of Na2CO3, it will come out. That balancing, after balancing it will be seen, no problem. Now no need of balancing also. Correctly if you write this main product and byproducts, it is enough. Okay, now exactly one more time. The C double bond O is there. Entire this C double bond O, it is going to be eliminated, removed in the form of Na2CO3. In the form of Na2CO3. Then this CH3, this bond is broken, this is shifted towards NH2. Shifted towards NH2 to be formed as CH3 NH2 plus Na2CO3 plus NaBr plus H2O. Balancing no problem. Okay, this is the reaction which is very important because in some conversions they will give. Okay, this is with two carbon atoms. The parent carbon is with how many carbons? Parent carbon compound is with two carbons. But we got the compound with only one carbon. Means carbon number decreased. That is degradation. What happened to carbon number? It is decreased. That is nothing but degradation. Once again, CH3CONH2, any amide will be converted to primary amine. Any amide will be converted to primary amine. CH3CONH2 in the presence of Br2 and NaOH, it will react to form CH3NH2. This methyl shift will be happen from this side to this NH2. Then it is formed as CH3NH2. Then this C double bond is eliminated in the form of Na2CO3. Remaining substances NaBr and H2O. Okay, this is about Hofmann degradation reaction. By this, we completed preparations of amines. Total how many preparations? Totally 6 preparations. Out of those 6 preparations, yesterday we have seen 3. First, starting with from nitro compounds. Okay. Second one, ammonolysis of haloalkanes. Third one, from cyanides. Next, fourth one, before this one, that is thalidomide, Gabriel thalidomide synthesis. Next, fifth one, Hofmann degradation reaction. One more thing is there. What is that? From cyanides, it is over. From nitro compounds, ammonolysis. Amides, from amides, sorry these are totally 6 Once again, from nitro compounds, from amides, okay, ammonolysis. Fourth one, from cyanides, from nitriles. Fifth one, Gabriel thalidomide synthesis, and sixth one, Hofmann degradation reaction. Okay, these are total 6 preparations. Please make a note clearly. These are also important. In this one, mainly this Hofmann degradation. Degradation means decrease in number. See, parent carbon contains 2 carbons, but this one contains 1 carbon amine. That means carbon number is getting less. That is like degradation. That's why they give the name degradation reaction. Okay, this is about preparation. Physical properties we will see later because that is a theory part only. Now we will go through starting with chemical properties. Okay, let us see them. Under this chemical properties, immediately we will go through first chemical property, that is nothing but basic nature of amines. What is this basic nature of amines? In previous class also, we have seen various definitions of acids and bases. Arsenous acid, Arsenous base. Next, Bronsted acid, Bronsted base. Next, Lewis acid, Lewis base. Correct? In that, coming to the point, Lewis acid and Lewis base. What about that Lewis acid and Lewis base? Lewis acid, electron pair acceptor is called Lewis acid. Then Lewis base, electron pair donor is called Lewis base. Then the substance which is capable of donation of electrons, is behaving like a Lewis base. Here in any amine, definitely nitrogen is there. That nitrogen is bonded to 3 bonds. Nitrogen is bonded to 3 hydrogens or 2 alkyl groups and 1 hydrogen. Okay, 1 alkyl group and 2 hydrogens, whatever it is. Nitrogen has 3 bonds. Along with that, definitely 1 lone pair is present. So amines have the capacity to donate lone pair of electrons. Amines have the capacity to donate lone pair of electrons. The capacity of the substance to donate lone pair of electrons is represented in the form of basic nature. Okay, and that substance is base, Lewis base. That's why these amines are behaving like bases. Okay, and what is the basic character of this one? We are going to discuss, that is basic nature of amines. Okay, ma, we will continue this one. Let us continue our concept, that is basic nature of amines. Let us see any one amine RNH2 is going to react with water. RNH2 is going to react with water. It is in equilibrium with, see, this water, this lone pair of electrons, just 1 minute, ma. Okay. This lone pair of electrons, this water I am going to write it as HOH. Lone pair of electrons present on nitrogen will be donated to this H plus. At that time this bond is shifted as OH minus. Then this is donating the electron pair to H plus. Okay, it is formed as RNH3 plus OH minus. RNH3 plus OH minus. Once again, RNH2 plus H2O is in equilibrium with RNH3 plus OH minus. It is in equilibrium, na? We can write equilibrium constant for this equilibrium, that is Kc. Before writing that Kc is equal to, equilibrium constant is equal to concentration of products, multiplication of concentration of products divided by multiplication of concentration of reactants. Then concentration of RNH3 plus into concentration of OH minus divided by concentration of RNH2 into concentration of H2O. This is the way we can write Kc value, equilibrium. Okay, now send this H2O towards left, then it will become Kc into concentration of H2O is equal to concentration of NH3 plus into concentration of OH minus divided by concentration of RNH2. Concentration of RNH2. Kc value is a constant, equilibrium constant. Concentration of H2O is also constant. Both are multiplied to get one new constant. That new constant is called Kb. What is that new constant? Kb. Dissociation constant of a base. We have in previous classes Ka. Ka is called dissociation constant of acid. Now Kb is called dissociation constant of base. Here RNH2 is acting like a base, na? So we wrote Kb value. Okay, na? Now Kb is equal to concentration of RNH3 plus into concentration of OH minus divided by concentration of RNH2. Please make a note of this Kb value clearly. Okay, this is Kb. Now my question is, when the concentration of RNH3 plus is greater, when concentration of RNH3 plus is greater, this is only RNH3 plus. When this concentration of RNH3 plus is greater, when RNH2 donates lone pair of electron easily. One more time. This concentration of RNH3 plus, I am telling it is greater. When it will be greater? When this RNH2 donates lone pair of electrons to H plus easily. How much easily it can donate? That many molecules of RNH3 plus will be formed. That much easily RNH3 plus is formed, correct? Then easily, if it is able to donate this lone pair of electrons, this amount will be more. Then this is called strong base. The substance which can donate the lone pair of electrons easily. The substance which can donate the lone pair of electrons easily. That is called strong base. When it is able to donate the lone pair of electrons easily, this concentration is more. When this concentration is more, here Kb value is also more. When this concentration is more, Kb value is also more. Then for a strong base, Kb value is higher. That is the meaning. For a strong base, Kb value is higher. How can we say that one? Once again, if this RNH2 is able to donate the lone pair of electrons easily, if this is going to donate the lone pair of electrons easily, then easily it can donate the lone pair of electrons to H plus to be formed as RNH3 plus. If it is able to form this RNH3 plus highly, then Kb value is also high. This Kb value is also high because Kb value and RNH3 plus values both are directly proportional. When this value is greater, this is able to donate lone pair of electrons easily. I think so many times I am repeating because you have to understand more. Okay, now this is going to donate the lone pair of electrons easily. For a strong base, RNH3 plus is more, high value will be there. Automatically Kb is also high. Okay, so when Kb is high, it is strong base. When Kb is less, it is weak base. When Kb is high, it is strong base. When Kb is less, it is weak base. Now I will continue. I am going to rub this one now. Pkb is equal to negative logarithm of Kb. Pkb is equal to negative logarithm of Kb. Then if you take Kb value higher, Pkb value is lower. Now we will check with this one. Let us consider Kb is equal to, Kb1 is equal to 10 power minus 1. Kb2 is equal to 10 power minus 2. I have taken 2 Kb values now, Kb1 and Kb2. Which value is greater? Which value is greater, Kb1? This is greater. If you find this Pkb, you will get lower value. See, Kb1 is equal to 10 power minus 1. For this, Pkb1 is equal to 1 you will get. Pkb1 is equal to 1. How? Negative logarithm of Kb. Negative logarithm of 10 power minus 1. This minus 1 will come here. It will become minus of minus plus 1 into log Kb. That is log 10 ma. Okay, log 10 1. Pkb1 is equal to 1. But here if you find Pkb2 is equal to 2. Out of these two Kb1 and Kb2 values, which value is greater? This one. It has lower Pkb1 value. That means when Kb value is greater, Pkb value is lower. That's why here I am writing. When Kb is greater, it is strong base. Then Pkb value is lower. When Kb value is less, it is weak base. Pkb value is greater. Like this, note down. Okay, so you can write down note point, that is nothing but the bases which have higher Kb value are strong bases or lower Pkb value. The bases which have lower Kb values or greater Pkb values are weak bases. These are the points you have to note down after completion of this topic. Okay, now everything is clear. What about the relation between Kb and Pkb? Everything is clear. Okay, ma? Now, one more thing I will continue, that is basic nature of amines. That is amines versus ammonia. Amines versus ammonia. Actually, we have various amines, ma. Primary, secondary, and tertiary amines. But before going to the primary, secondary, and tertiary amine, I would like to say generally out of amines and ammonia. Okay, what about the basic nature? Generally, this is the thing it will be discussed. Okay, na? Now, amines versus ammonia we will see in two different categories. That is, in gaseous phase, and this is first condition, ma. This is second condition, in aqueous phase. So you can keep the side heading. Do one thing. under this basic nature of amines, till now you have written up to Kb and pKb. Now we will keep heading basic nature of amines versus ammonia. You can keep the side heading basic nature of amines versus ammonia. So now write the point. Basic nature of amines versus ammonia will be seen in two categories. Those are 1 in gaseous phase and in 2 aqueous phase. Okay, now immediately you can keep the side heading. That side heading is basic strength of amines versus ammonia in gaseous phase. In gaseous phase. Okay, now let us see in gaseous phase how we are going to explain. How many times we have ammonia, primary amine, secondary amine, tertiary amine we have. Okay, this is amines versus ammonia. We have to consider ammonia as well as all the 3 types of amines, primary, second and tertiary amine. Let us see. R, NH2. Sorry, triple R, N only, R3N. This is tertiary. R, NH. This is secondary. R, H. This is primary. Finally, ammonia. Before going to write this order, we have to know what is meant by strong base. What is meant by strong base? The substance which can donate the lone pair of electrons easily. That is called strong base. Correct, no? The substance which can donate the lone pair of electrons easily. That is called strong base. Okay, now we have 4 different substances. Everyone has lone pair, and nitrogen contains lone pair. Okay, we have to discuss now which substance is able to donate the lone pair of electrons easily. Out of these 4 substances, which substance will donate the lone pair of electrons easily? That one we are going to concentrate. That substance is highly basic. Okay, now see, this R group is nothing but alkyl group. No? Alkyl group is electron donating group. That is plus I effect. That alkyl group is electron donating group. That one will show plus I effect. Plus I effect means electron donating group. How many electron donating groups are there? 3 electron donating groups in tertiary amine. If these electron donating groups are present highly, this nitrogen lone pair can be donated easily, because these 3 R groups are going to push the electrons present on nitrogen. They are going to force 3 electron donating. So these 3 electron donating from 3 different corners, they are going to concentrate on that nitrogen in a way that nitrogen can donate the lone pair of electrons easily, because they are going to push them. These are all electron donating groups. Is it right? Then if these more electron donating groups are there, that much easily nitrogen is going to donate lone pair of electrons. Then that substance is behaving like strong base. So this is greater. This is the order I am writing, basic strength. This is the order I am going to write, basic strength. Now, this is called plus I effect. When plus I effect is more, that nitrogen is going to donate the lone pair of electrons easily. Next, coming to this secondary. Secondary has how many R groups? Secondary has how many R groups? 2 R groups. That means 2 plus I effects. When compared to tertiary, this is decreased only. Then, when compared to tertiary, this one cannot donate lone pair of electrons easily. Little bit hardly, because 2 electron donating groups are only present. Because of this, this is less than this one. Okay, but this is greater than this one, because in primary we have only 1 R group. Only 1 electron donating group is there, correct? Only 1 electron donating group. It is going to represent this nitrogen to donate the lone pair of electrons. Okay, because of that, this one is showing more basic nature when compared to this one. Then finally this one is showing more basic nature when compared to ammonia, because nitrogen has 3 hydrogens in ammonia. It has no electron donating effect. Hydrogen is neither electron donating nor electron withdrawing. Hydrogen will not come under electron donating or electron withdrawing. Okay, now 3 hydrogens are present. It is neither electron donating or not electron withdrawing. Then this one is least. This is the basic strength of, that is, amines versus ammonia in gaseous phase. This is only gaseous phase, ma. To understand the aqueous phase, we have to go through 3 important factors. Those 3 important factors are steric hindrance, next Plassey effect, and one more thing, solvation effect. Steric hindrance, Plassey effect, and solvation effect. These 3 effects we have to consider to explain the basic nature of amines versus ammonia in aqueous phase. This one we explained in gaseous phase. This is the order of amines and ammonia in gaseous phase. So finally I am going to write the order: tertiary greater than secondary, secondary greater than primary, primary greater than ammonia, primary greater than ammonia. This is the way we are going to represent order of basic nature of different amines versus ammonia in gaseous phase. Okay, ma. Today, actually, I can start with next one also, but it will take more time, and in the middle we cannot stop that one. That is basic nature of amines versus ammonia in aqueous phase. So in next class, entire class, I will complete that one fully. Those 3 factors. What are those 3 factors, ma? First one, steric hindrance. Second one, solvation effect. Third one, Plassey effect. Plassey effect here also we have seen. Okay, these 3 are going to be implemented at a time, and we are going to get the order of primary, second, and tertiary. That one in next class we will see. And today's class, what are the things we have seen? That one we will recall, ma. That is preparations of amines we have continued. Okay, those preparations today we have seen, those are from nitriles, next Gabriel-Thalmate synthesis, and Hoffman-Bromine reaction. These 3 preparations we have seen. After completion of the preparations, we have started with chemical properties. In chemical properties, immediately we kept the side heading, basic nature of amines. Why did we concentrate on basic nature? Because amines have nitrogen which is contained by lone pair of electrons. Then that nitrogen is capable to donate lone pair of electrons. How much easily it will donate that lone pair of electrons, that much highly it is basic in nature, according to Lewis. That is Lewis base. Okay. Then we have seen, by seeing the equation, Kb value and pKb. When Kb value is greater, pKb value is lower. We got the relation also. Okay. According to that, the strong base has higher Kb value and lower pKb value. Weak base has lower Kb value and higher pKb value. Like that we have seen. Till that it is okay. Now immediately next question is, what about the basic nature comparison between amines and ammonia? Okay, that one can be studied in 2 different categories. Those 2 different categories are, first one in gaseous phase and in next one aqueous phase. In gaseous phase we have seen, depending on only one effect, that is called Plassey effect. But to understand the aqueous phase, that order, we have to follow 3 important factors. Those 3 are, 1 Plassey effect, 2 steric hindrance, and third one solvation effect. What are those 3 factors? And depending on that, how we are going to decide the order of amines versus ammonia basic nature. That one in next class we will continue. Okay, ma? Hope you understood everything. Please make a note continuously. Okay. Thank you. Thank you all.